Hello guys, my name is Evans and welcome to this continuation of the video tutorial on the IGCSE ICT 2017 May June exam. We have been looking at paper 3-2, and in the last video we ended on step number 8, and in this video we continue with step number 9. So a trainee has started to create a second style sheet to be added to the web page. The style sheet is not finished and contains a number of errors. Okay, so open the style sheet. This is the style sheet in a suitable software package, and then let's just go ahead and open the style sheet in Dreamweaver. So we're going to go to File. We can even open it from here if we can see it. So this is the style sheet. Just double click on it, and then it will load as so. Okay. So you notice that the style sheet that has been created, the style sheet that this person started to create contains a lot of text as though it's just descriptions and the like. Okay, so we need to create a proper style sheet. So let's go ahead and read some of more of instructions. So it says the web page and style sheet must work in any browser and use the most efficient method. And this is very important, guys, using the most efficient method. All color codes are in hexadecimal, and make sure that your style sheet contains no HTML. And the specification for these style sheets are, and then these are the specification for the style sheets that you have here. Okay, so what you need to do, we are told to correct and complete the style sheets using the information above, and then add your name, center number, and candidate number as a comment at the start of the style sheet, and save this style sheet in your whatever using this name, and then attach it to your web page that you just created and saved in step number 8. Okay, so now what we need to do is to get some of these properties and features that are here and put them out on our style sheet. So this guy was just getting the description that you have here, and what I'm going to do is to just create some space on top, and we'll be using his descriptions to be creating our style sheet. So we are told first of all to place on top there, we're told to put a comment, and this comment should have our candidate details. So Chikasa Evans, ZM556 and 0001, and then close your comment. Okay, so that will be the comment. Now you guys, you should not have a background, a black background in your Dreamweaver, because when you do your printout, this is going to interfere with some of the colors there. So make sure that in your school, the background that you have here, it should not be dark like mine here. Okay, so it should be proper white background, so that the screenshots actually appear very well. So what we do now is to start with the table and look at the table properties. So here are the table properties. We're told that the table position is supposed to be center within the browser, and the size is supposed to be 600 pixels wide. So these are the two properties that we're going to put there. Now let's start with table, and then put that. Okay, so identify, we need table, and then you can identify also. Now remember, in the last video for the paper 3-1, I told you that you guys, you need to identify features which are common and can be grouped together. This is considered as one of the efficient methods of coding, either HTML or CSS, or just programming. If you have common features or common attributes or properties that you can do them in one line of code. Okay, so for example, you notice that with H2 we have Arial as the font family. H3 you have Arial. Even for list you have Arial as the font family. So these three are common. Okay, also notice that for H2 you have got 16 points, which is common with 16 points. And notice that when you just underline a property, Dreamweaver also highlights to you another property which is common. Okay, so this is a very powerful feature that you find in Dreamweaver. If you underline Arial, you see that it will highlight other attributes that are common for that feature. Okay, if you underline this one 600, you see that it is just the only one which is unique. Okay, so I'm going to put H1 as well. So just put H1. We need to put some properties for H1. Then we'll have those that are common. We can say H2 is common. H3, they share the same font family, which is Arial, and list, they share the same font family, so we're going to code them there. Also notice that H2 and list, H2 comma list, they share the same font size, okay, of 16 points. Okay, then other than that, we need to set H3 a separate font size because it is size 14. As you can tell from here, H3 is size 14. So take note that H3 is size 14 and it's supposed to be italicized. Okay, so we have set the general background or the general backbone, and now we can we've identified the most efficient methods that we can use for writing codes. In that, our code is going, those that share the same attributes, we're going to code them just once. We don't need to repeat the same code over and over. So let's start with the size. So the size for this table, or let's start with the position. The position is the first one that has been mentioned here. So we're told that this is center aligned within the border window. Now, in order to do center alignment of the table in CSS, you need to use the auto feature. So you need to align it with the left margin and the right margin. They should be aligned same. So you give the browser the task of detecting how much space it leaves on the left margin and how much space it leaves on the right margin, and that is going to determine if it leaves same space. Let's say it leaves 10 to 20 centimeters from the left margin and leaves 20 centimeters from the right margin, then the table is actually centered. Okay, so margin, the margin, and then you need now to specify the margin. Now this is margin left, and the beautiful thing about Dreamweaver is that you get to see this powerful feature italicized, where it gets to show you or give you the idea of somewhere that you want to actually type. Okay, so just hit enter key on your keyboard, and again it gives you some feature of what attributes go with this margin left. And margin left, we want it to be auto. Next, we need margin right. So select margin right, then also it's supposed to be auto. And next, we are supposed to put another feature, which is the size now of this table. So the width of this table is actually supposed to be width, and then it's supposed to be 600 pixels. So don't forget to put px. Okay, so done with the table, and now we need to do with H1. Now H1, the color is supposed to be blue 80, red 0, and green 0. Remember, this color are arranged in RGB, so which means blue is at the far end there, so it's red is 0, so it's supposed to be 000080. Okay, so this one is supposed to be color, and the color is actually supposed to be the color picker if you want, but you can use hashtag, and you see that Dreamweaver gives you that. If you want, you can come here and change just this part, last part, and make it 80, because that's the one that is there. So you can just type 80 here and hit enter key on your keyboard, and the color is going to be inserted as 80. So Dreamweaver is such a powerful editor for websites and all. So you can use it, you guys. I encourage you, if your school goes for it, please go for it. Okay, now the other thing that we need to check is that once we're done with the color, we haven't done the font family. So the font family is supposed to be chalk duster. If it's not available, we're supposed to get Vedana. If it's not available, then we're supposed to use the default sans serif font. So what we're going to do is to start typing. So chalk duster as the font. If it is not available, then we need to pick up, rather I need to put first of all font family. Okay, so font family, and it's supposed to be chalk duster. If it is not available, then we are supposed to get Vedana. Now it's supposed to be V capital letter, Vedana. If it is not available, then we use the default sans serif font for the browser. So we just say sans serif, okay, the default sans serif. Then we need to specify also the font size. Okay, so for the font size, you need to say font size. Now remember, it's font size, this one. Then you're supposed to specify 30 instead of pixels, but you're using points. Okay, 30 points. There is a difference between pixels and points. Okay, now, so we are done with H1. No, we're not done. There's one more, which is alignment center. Okay, so we need to align the text. So we put that and say text align, which is the first one which is selected there, and which is the first one which is center. Okay, and next we need to deal with H2. So H2, rather H2, H3, and list, they have something in common in that their font family is the same as Arial. So what I'm just going to do is to type font family and type Arial. Okay, so font family Arial. Okay, I hope I got the spelling correct. If it is not there, then we use the default sans serif font, the browser's sans serif font. So just say sans serif. Okay, if it's not there, we use sans serif. That's about it for H2 and H3 and list. Then we have H2 and list. They have something in common in that they share the same font size. So font size, which is 16 point. 16 pt. That's just about it. And then the next one, or the last one, is H3. Now H3 is supposed to be 14 points and it's supposed to be italicized. So fonts family or font size is supposed to be 14 pt, and then the style, which is the font style, it's supposed to be italic. Okay, and that should be perfectly fine. Okay, now we have done these very well. Just you guys need just to go through them, make sure that we have included every aspect. If I've not done that, please you can put a comment or what, but I think I should have done all these there. Let's go through the ones that are on the question paper, and you'll notice that it's actually the same stuff that the guy was doing. He just copied everything from there, and we have helped the guy create the style sheet. So I'm just going to delete these now because I don't need them. The style sheet that I have is this one. So let's go to the question paper and find out the instruction that we're supposed to get from here. So save this style sheet in your work area, and then use the name. Just add the name at the end there. Just add your center number down there, rather your candidate number. So go to File, Save As, and inside here just add 0001, and then change the type of the file, change them to style sheet files. Okay, and that should be perfectly fine, and save it, and you should be able to see the style sheet saved actually here. Okay, so this is the style sheet in question. The old style sheet is this one that the person developed, and we have developed this other style sheet. The next thing that we're supposed to do is to attach this style sheet now to our web page, so that it has a higher priority than the style sheet that was attached in step 8. Now, you guys, what you need to know is that if you go back to your code, okay, let's go back to our HTML code. You notice that the style sheet in question we attached in step 8 is this one. Now, for the next style sheet to come or to have a higher priority than this style sheet, it must come right below this style sheet in line 7. Okay, it must come in line 7, so that when line 6, the first style sheet is going to be applied, and then the last style to be applied will be the last one to make modification to this web page. So it's more like what they say, save the best for the last. Okay, okay, and the last shall be the first. Okay, so we need to insert the style sheet as usual. So let's go to Tools, CSS, and then Attach Style Sheet, and then Browse, and select the new style sheet that you just created and attach it there. Notice how it appears right on line number 7, and this is the new style sheet that we just attached there. If we are told that this style sheet should be the one with the lesser priority, then we need to just copy this and paste it in line 6. Just more like swap these lines, just create some line there, line 6, and paste the new style sheet there, just like that. Okay, so what we need to do, notice how that when we just paste it here, this style sheet has actually changed. Okay, also you can notice, let's go back to the question paper. So notice how the style sheet has changed the table, and it has actually made this table to appear, this web page to appear on the center. Okay, so let me see what else I need. Alright, so evidence. Take a screenshot showing the content of a style sheet and place this in your evidence document. Make sure that file name is clearly visible. So come back here. Like I said, you guys, you need to make sure that the background is white, because this is going to affect the printout. Okay, so mine, the background is somewhat black, and if you copy this and paste it in your evidence document, that's on step number 6. Evidence 6, paste it right there. Notice it's clearly visible here, but if you print it in black and white, you notice that it's going to be somewhat difficult. Okay, some colors like this one, the center name, candidate name, and the like are going to be somewhat difficult to see. Okay, so next step is evidence 5. Rather, this was supposed to be put in evidence 5. Why did I paste it in evidence 6? Come back here. It's supposed to be in evidence 5. I don't know which evidence I've missed. Okay. I kept on missing everything. So is this one is supposed to be here? Cut it, paste it there. Okay, so I'm just wondering, why am I missing everything? Cut this one and paste it here. Okay, and lastly, alright, so I hope you guys were not seeing that. Cut this one and paste it here. Yeah, so it's supposed to be evidence 5. And evidence 6, we're told that we are supposed to display the web page in the browser and take screenshot evidence and place it in our evidence document. So come back here and let's try to see if this can be viewed in the browser. Now go to File. Let me see if this can work out actually. Open with browse and no. Let's go to File and there isn't that feature. Let's say real-time preview and preview it in Chrome, or let's say Explorer. Yes, save the changes, and we hope it can load in Explorer. Now the funny thing is that there is supposed to be some setting that is supposed to be done if you're going to be having a live preview. Remember, Dreamweaver has the feature where you're supposed to, when you're updating, as you're updating from here, and the browser automatically updates. So you can have the windows side by side and you can see them update automatically in there. Okay, so what you need to do now is to actually zoom out a little bit so that the website is clearly visible. Okay, like that, and then get a screenshot of this. Okay, so just get a screenshot of this. That should be perfectly fine. Okay, copy it. Make sure that the screenshot covers the browser as evidence that you showed it in the browser. Then come here under step 6, evidence 6, and paste it in there, and that will be your evidence. Okay, next we need to come back here. Let's see, come back to the question paper. We are told evidence 7, take a copy of the HTML source code and place this in your evidence document. So come back to Dreamweaver and go to your source code, which is just down here. If you want, you can go to code here and just select this source code, copy it and paste it right here. Okay, so paste it under evidence 7, just like that. Okay, and that should be perfectly fine. Right, so this marks the end of web authoring, guys, and I must say that for those of you guys that wanted me to do this paper with Dreamweaver, here you are, and I hope you do well in your paper on Tuesday. And I'll see you shortly in the next video when we look at a section on Excel. And this shouldn't take us a long time. We should be done with the paper quickly or as soon as possible, and then we can do other things later on. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share, and I'll see you in the next video soon.